It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy S and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S, are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S.
Welcome to the end of the week, Friday matinee.
It feels like a Friday, doesn't it?
It does. We started a little late because Freddie had to edit some pieces that you're going to be watching on this show. We're going to do another network party type of deal so you can see some of the work that we produce. And yesterday was a very busy day.
Yesterday was huge.
We had 6 shows back to back at the 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 back. And that ain't tobacco. But we put together so that we can highlight some of the hosts and shows that we do. We're going to start the whole parade with J.C. Dreesen, who had her show last night. She has some friends in studio from Philly. And I was watching the Knicks play Philly, and they were in here, and it got a little rough. We were rocking and socking over here.
I got to tell you, but J.C. can bring it. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday, everyone. Last Friday in April. Can you believe we're rolling into May next week?
I can't believe it.
I know. Last Friday in April, it's beautiful outside. I hear it's going to be like in the 80s in New York this weekend. Everyone's got some beautiful weather happening. Yeah. Get outside, enjoy the weather, go to the beach. You going to the beach this weekend?
No.
Yes,
I gotta ice up my foot.
You're going to end up going.
No, I was gonna actually go further than that. I was gonna enjoy this weekend and maybe go sightseeing, doing something, but I'm not because I can't walk long distances yet. I got to ice it up a little bit more, but it is what it is.
Things to do, time to regroup and rest because we've had a lot of great things happening. New sizzle reels are coming out about AMP Media Productions. Can't wait to get that out to everybody to see how we can help you amplify your impact in business and help you spotlight your business, that we can create a sizzle reel for you as well. So that's pretty exciting. We got to see that today. Absolutely,
and some of the footage that you're going to see today, JC is actually May 14th is her concert. Events.amp2.tv is to get your tickets right there. This event on May 14th is being held at the Movies of Delray, and you, the public and business owners and leaders and everything else, you too can join us at the Movies of Delray and do seminars. You could do parties, you could do video parties, you can do all sorts of birthday parties. It makes no difference. Watching movies, which is a lot of fun for kids or people of any age. But this is another sample of what we can bring to you to amplify your business.
It's totally changed. Gosh, I remember when you said that. I had my kids' birthday parties at movie theaters for different points in time. One was at like the Dollar Theater, and they got to go behind the counter and serve the candy. And then one was at Cinemark. We brought in all the characters and everything and got to see an animated film. So the movies is always fun, especially as summer comes out and it gets a little warm here. Get inside, get some AC, enjoy the movies. But on May 14th, come on out and join our fun J.C. Dreesen concert. It's at 7:30, Movies of Delray. Get your tickets. They start at only $18. Walk the red carpet with VIP pricing and more to come on that. So shall we roll it?
Let's roll it.
Take a look at last night.
J.C. Dreesen presents Broadway to Hollywood Part 2, a one-night-only event on Tuesday, May 14th at 7:30 p.m. at the Movies of Delray in Delray Beach, Florida. All produced by AMP Media Productions. For more information and to purchase your tickets, visit events.amp2.tv. Again, that's events.amp2.tv. Don't miss the one-night-only event with a performance by J.C. Dreesen. See you there.
Hi, we are back. If you need to reach me, contact me on my website, jcdreesen.com, JAYCEEDRIESEN.com. And now, back to the show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So I said it's all about Barbara tonight.
And one of my favorite songs from A Star Is Born, which Barbara actually co-wrote. Here we go.
Love, soft as easy chill. Love, fresh as the morning air. One love that is shared by two. I have found with you, like a rose under the April snow. And I was always certain love would grow. Love, ageless and evergreen, seldom seen by two. You and I will make each night a first, every day a beginning. And spirits rise and their dances unrehearsed. They warm and excite us, 'cause we have the brightest love. Two lights that shine as one, morning glory and midnight sun. Time we've learned to sail above. Time won't change the meaning of one love, ageless and ever. One of my favorites. Thank you so much from the Star Is Born. And I don't know if anybody had the opportunity to actually listen to Barbara's new book that she had, 900 pages, I think it was, something like that. So she had a new book that came out. And at the end of the, she had one on audio and then one, you know, the actual book. And what was really amazing, at the end of the audio version, she kind of feels like, what did she say? She said something like, you know, we are the luckiest, she is the luckiest person in the world. And I always say, as long as we have each other, we are the luckiest people in the world. So it's kind of like my motto. So let's all stick together, right? Yeah, here we go. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. We're children needing other children, and yet letting Lovers are very special people, and they're the luckiest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you were half, now you're whole. No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people, and people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you are half, now you're whole. No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people, and people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so we are lucky. We're lucky we're here. We get to celebrate music. I get to celebrate music every day of my life. So yeah, I am blessed, and I feel so good to be able to do that. And to sing my musical idols' music, oh my God, it's just amazing for me. You know, I have a friend that said to me, you know, this is not a dress rehearsal. Enjoy every single moment. And most importantly, don't ever let anyone rain on your parade. Don't tell me not to live, just sit and butter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I march my band down, I beat my drum, and if I fan down, your turn it, that's at least I didn't fake it, that's I guess I didn't make it, but whether I'm the rose of sheer perfection, a freckle on the nose of life's complexion, the cinder of a shiny apple of its eye. I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once, right sir? Oh, life is juicy, juicy and juicy. I gotta have my bite, sir. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drummer. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. I'm gonna live and live now. Get what I want, I know how. One load for the whole shebang. One throw, that bell will go clang. Eye on the target and a wham. One shot, one gunshot, and bam! Hey, look at me now. Yeah. I'll march my band. before my love, 'cause summer come, I simply gotta march, my heart's a drum, and nobody, no, nobody is gonna bring on my I think we closed out that show with that song that was so amazing. The backdrop of Barbra Streisand singing in the middle of the ocean on a big, huge tugboat. There was nothing like it. So I can't wait for Broadway to Hollywood Part 2. Tuesday, May 14th. Don't you forget, my friends. Get your tickets now before they're all gone. Yeah. And what can I say? All I can say to you guys is, this next song, I wish that this could really come true. That you have nothing but blue skies and happiness throughout the rest of your days, because that's what it's really all about. Take each day and enjoy it. Fill it with music, fill it with love and sunshine. The long bad times, we are rid of you at last. Lovely great times, lovely great times. You are now a thing of the past. Okay, we can sway. Everybody in the studio is gonna sway. We're gonna sway back and forth. Yeah. You at home, you can sway back and forth. Happy days are here again. The skies above, well, they're clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. All together, shout it now. There's no one who can doubt it now. So let's tell the world about it now. Happy days are here again. Your cares and troubles are gone. Poof. There'll be no more from now on. From now on, happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy times, happy nights, happy days are here again. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now, you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free. Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. That's 800-613-3597.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
You're tough, man. I'm glad you're not my father.
I'm glad I'm not your father either. It made me 107, 180.
I gotta tell you, I'd be afraid if you were my father. You're tough. It'd be like, Dad's coming home. Don't get him upset.
What are you talking about?
I don't know how dads turn into dads.
Don't listen to the person in the corner of the room.
You go from like being a kid to like a dad.
Anyway, that was J.C. Dreesen, May 14th, events.amp2.tv. To get your tickets, that's just a small sampling of what she does here on Thursday nights, every other Thursday. She won't be here next week. She'll be here the week after that. It's open to the public. You can come in and she'll talk to you and you can get to know her a little bit better. But the sound is amazing in here now, and she looks and sounds amazing on stage.
But the next segment we're going to share is Making Money with Laura Sanders. Laura has been a host with us for about two and a half years already. And wow, to watch her show evolve from where she was to where she is now, her sponsors are getting incredible traction by advertising with Laura and showcasing their show on True Oldies South Florida. There's not a week that goes by that they don't get multiple calls from their show on being on radio.
And
on
land
Florida
leasing
Oldies.
is the segment we're going to talk about, which is not understood, nor is it done correctly, but this is a business aspect because we want to show you the diversification that we do cover with our shows. It's not only humor and other things that we do, but also serious stuff like what Laura does. And I was in the real estate game for a long time, and I never met a realtor like Laura in my life.
So check it out, her interview that aired last night with CJ Charles Esposito of JK Closings. You can contact them, all the information, Google them and find out where they are and what they do. But they are a full-service closing company with great information.
And you're about to get some on land leasing. Don't miss it. Let's roll the tape.
Roll it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. Every week we talk about something that will help you make a little money, save a little money, and this week we're going to talk about land leases. I am completely fascinated with land leases and how they work, whether it be a co-op, whether it be a single-family home, whether it be a condo, and how that works, and whether or not you're going to lose your money with a land lease. So today we have Charles Esposito. He is one of the lawyers at JK Closings, and we're going to discuss today land leases. So welcome, Charles.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks
How
for
are
having
you?
me. I'm doing well. How are you?
Thank you for being here. I get so fascinated about land leases, and I'm always asking questions. And
Yeah.
one of the things I always say about land leases, and maybe this is because, you know, I'm not 100 years old, but none of us have lived to 100, so we don't know what happens when land leases are typically like 99 years.
Right, right. Yeah, so with a land lease, and in Florida in particular, land leases were very common back in the 60s. And what would happen is a developer would lease the land to an association for 99 years. Land leases need to be at least 50 years for residential property, and they can be up to sometimes 120 years. And they're very interesting because not a lot of people realize, even if they're living on a property that has a land lease, they may not even realize it because the property can be sold multiple times while the original developer or the company that bought the property from the developer still has a land lease. And so now these places that have land leases that are 99 years old and they came into play in the 60s, they only have about 25 or 30 years left on them. And so we're starting to deal with properties that have land leases that are going to expire.
Right, and so I know that with a mortgage, they want to see 60 years or more left on the land lease.
That's right.
So, and I actually have a building right now where half of the building is owned by the building, and the other half is owned by somebody else who owns the land lease. That's weird.
That's very weird.
So I'm like,
yeah.
I told the president of the building, I'm like, you really need to figure out like how this is going to play out. Like, where's this going to go?
Right, right. And it's interesting because depending on when the building was built and when the lease came into effect, there could be different rules. So in 1977, there was a statute that was updated by the state of Florida, and it changed how land leases were going to work going forward, but it didn't modify all of the land leases that were in existence.
Okay.
So many land leases that are more current, they have buyout opportunities for the leaseholders. So the owners that you would think live there, that they have the actual opportunity to purchase the property. But if the land lease was put into place earlier than 1977, it's very possible that there's no opportunity for the actual members of the association who are living there to purchase it. And it depends on how each individual land lease was constructed and whether or not there's a reversion back to the developer or a right of refusal for the association members to actually purchase it. And if there is no ability in the lease, no mechanism in the lease for the members of the association to purchase the land, then they're at the mercy of the freeholder, which is like the landlord.
So if, let's just say it's a building, right? And there's 50 units in the building, and there's a land lease. What happens on that 100th year to all 50 units? They can just knock the building down and sell that land?
Yeah, the
and
ownership interest will revert back to the freeholder if that's how the land lease was constructed in the beginning, which a lot of the older ones are like that.
And then you have nothing?
Then you have nothing. You have no equity stake in the property that you purchased.
And they don't give you anything for even the walls that sit in the building?
One of the benefits to the freeholder of doing a land lease is that all of the improvements made to the land run with the land too.
So when you get and the mortgage company, that's why a lot of times here, and let's be clear, wait, let me go back. I'm sorry, I stutter when I talk, but let's be clear, a land lease here in Florida is going to be different than a land lease in New York.
It might be, yeah. And to talk to your point about lenders, you can't finance a property that's on a land lease unless there's a certain amount of time left.
Right.
So a lot of land leases now that have 25 to 30 years left on them, you can't even get a mortgage on because mortgages are 30 years. And so the bank wants to have the guarantee that the owner of the property, the owner of the unit or the owner of the single family home that they're actually financing is going to remain in that property throughout the duration of the mortgage. So if there's 25 or 30 years left on a land lease, you're not going to get financing on it. Similarly, we hear about recreation leases.
I was going to say,
lenders will not, they don't want to lend when there's a recreation lease. Those are also land leases, but they're a little bit different because they just have to do with recreational facilities.
So, okay, so interestingly enough, down in Hollywood, I did a building that had a rec lease, and it was for a pool, but the pool was like in the center of two buildings. So the rec lease was actually split between a building to the right and a building to the left, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, so it's almost like common area in that situation, and the developer created the recreational area, in this case a pool, and then they could have sold it to another party to end up being the landlord for that pool.
Right.
And then the buildings are paying a lease for
use the pool.
To use the pool.
Which
and
is
that's
ultimately
included
what
in
they
their
were
maintenance
doing.
fees and everything.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes people do this, developers do this in order to make money over time, and then also to sell the interest in the pool. And then if it was built after 1977, there has to be a provision in that lease for the community to be able to purchase and buy out the actual
one building
rec area.
could. It's whichever building wants to decide to build it out, buy it out, right? Because there's two buildings there.
Yeah, it's possible, or it's possible that they could both buy it and then create it, make it a common area, turn it into like a condo common area type thing.
Okay. So yeah, that's why I say, because for some reason, like when a New Yorker comes here, they say to me all the time, well, we have co-ops and we don't have any issue getting a mortgage on a co-op. But here, it's almost like a dirty word.
Yeah, cooperatives here could be different than a cooperative the way that it's structured in New York, because cooperatives are very common in New York, but they may not be on land leases. The actual cooperative may own the land itself, whereas down here, the cooperative could be leasing it from a freeholder. And if that's the case, then you run into those issues. So the cooperative doesn't have to be on a land lease, but it can be. And then there's also something with a cooperative called a proprietary lease. And if you don't have a proprietary lease with your cooperative, you can't get title insurance. It causes all sorts of issues.
What do you mean by proprietary lease?
Proprietary lease is essentially a lease between the cooperative and the freeholder as well, and the members of the cooperative. So if you don't have one of those in your cooperative, you can't get financing. And you can't get title insurance. Most cooperatives, you can't get financing unless you're putting like 50% down anyway. A lot of lenders don't want to finance a cooperative, but from a title insurance perspective, you can't get title insurance unless you have the proprietary lease.
Yeah, I have seen some lenders that do have some programs out there that will lend on these cooperatives, but obviously they're not conventional loans, So obviously realtors, when you're writing the contracts, you're not going to check off, conventional. You got to make sure that you're checking off other, because you want to be careful about that.
We always advise realtors whenever there's financing involved in the transaction, the lender is probably the most important person in the transaction. you've got to check with them to see whether or not the property is even financeable.
I know. I get a lot of realtors, they call me, they're like, oh, can you do FHA on this? And I'm like, how do they not know? Like,
yeah.
Even like just looking at a property that has like letters in it. And I'm like, it's run by a condo. Like, how do they not know you? Like, it's like a needle in a haystack to do FHA on a condo.
Yeah, and that's why it's really important to have an experienced realtor.
When you're hiring somebody, yeah, I mean, could you imagine packing your house up and getting ready to move and then find out that, oh, wrong kind of financing?
Yeah, and dealing with a lender that doesn't realize that they can't even finance the property as well. We're running into issues like that.
Yeah, crazy one was actually in Wynmoor. There was one of the buildings had written in there, so Freddie and Fannie won't lend on it. It's just one specific building.
Yes, I know the building that you're talking about.
And crazy enough, it's in the docs, right? Mm-hmm. The president didn't even know. So of course the president's like, oh, you can lend in here because there was a mistake made by a lender.
Yeah.
So they lent in there. And so of course when you go to look, you find that there's a mortgage been done, but then when you go back to the lender's like, yeah, we made a mistake. We can't even sell the loan, which that happens sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So basically it says in there that if they were to foreclose, right, that they would be able to get paid first before the bank would be able to get paid their money. They would get their maintenance.
Right.
By them putting their maintenance ahead of the bank getting paid their money, the bank says, well, if you want to get paid first, we're not going to lend.
Right.
And that totally X'd out getting any mortgages in there.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of times when people say, oh, well, I'm sure the president knows. I'm like, you can't assume people know because this isn't what they do every day.
Right, exactly.
They're not
you
lawyers.
Can't assume that anyone in the transaction knows. But
well, they're not even part of the transaction. They're just the president in the building. And
yeah, so you would think that the association is putting the realtors and the sellers on notice about this very important thing in terms of buying and selling property, which they may not be. You know, and going back to leaseholds, that happens with leaseholds all the time as well. And it's something that we don't necessarily see because leaseholds, you can get title insurance on them. So because a leasehold agreement allows for the leaseholders to sell the property, it's not a title issue. So when you sell a leasehold, you can get title insurance on it because it's subject to that lease agreement. So when we're reviewing title, we're not saying, oh, this property is uninsurable from a title insurance perspective because it is insurable. It's just subject to that lease. So if you're purchasing a property and nobody in the transaction knows that it's a lease, a leasehold agreement, your lender may not know it, your realtor may not know it, you as the buyer may not know it, and the seller may not know it because their payments might be wrapped into their monthly maintenance charges, or a really long time ago, the lease could have actually been paid for ahead of time in order to make the property more appetizing to buyers, basically.
Okay.
So we may not even identify that as a title issue. And so we've had plenty of properties where people bought and then found out later that it's a leasehold estate. And they couldn't really do anything about it, and it expires in 40 or 50 years. You know, and I guess that property is going to be worth less in 40 years when it's going to revert back to the freeholder. But it's something that nobody in the transaction realized at the time of closing.
So what is, you know what, when we come back from break, I want to go to commercial, but when we come back from break, I want to find out what's like really the realtor's liability in selling a co-op to somebody, to understand the liability that, hey, and if there's only 25 years left and they pay cash, like, and there's no value in 25 years, what's our liability? So when we come back, let's talk about that. We'll be right back.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends. spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
The abuse of opioids and heroin is killing people. Recover Now is a new national movement to help you curb your addiction. You can get help now, right now, and you can get clean in as little as 7 to 30 days. So don't wait, change your life. Call the number on your screen right now. We can help. You could have a brand new life in as little as 7 to 30 days. You can change your life. Call the number on your screen right now.
If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina, along with spokesman Rob. So Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now. We're going to answer all of your questions and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. You heard it, folks at home. Pick up the phone, call now.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we're back. And that segment with Laura, I was watching. A lot of information.
What'd you learn? Because you've been in the field.
I have. There's some rules in there about land leasing that I did not realize. And if you do it wrong, it will cost you, it will hurt you. What I love about Laura is that she highlights the things that people don't do or they do wrong. And then, you know, Making Money with Laura is a show that airs here Thursday nights at 7. And I've been on her show a number of times, and I've talked about different subject matter with her as well, because she's a down-to-earth person and she likes to kid around and everything else. But the information, if you are an investor and you're looking to do things correctly, there's no better person than Laura in the field, I gotta tell you.
Just get educated, and she makes it easy.
She makes it look easy.
She makes it look easy.
It ain't easy.
The resources, so all you have to do is pick up the phone and give them a call.
And she has amazing products like bridge loans for 0 interest. I mean, you got to give Laura a call. It's just an unbelievable spectrum of what she does. I understand it because I used to sell in that business. She's way ahead of when I did it 15, 20 years ago.
And the next episode is a show you've been working with since before I met you, I believe. You and your doctor.
Yes.
Sponsored by All County Healthcare. And we've watched the evolution of healthcare. We've watched generations change and different needs. And as I've worked with you, different people we know have used All County. They've got home health aides. They've got in-hospital aides. They've got services that are just one-on-one and really, really spectacular.
And they work with you.
And they had a great guest last night. They had on Dr. Jeff and his wife talking about acupuncture was really interesting because it was the benefits of acupuncture and what it did for fertility.
That's
Great
right.
show.
And that's how him and his wife met.
Isn't that amazing?
It was an amazing story, and the funny thing is that the show, all these shows air on South Florida Oldies, 95.3, 96.9, 106.9. It's a whole bunch of them. It's like 6 stations. They all air on radio as simultaneously as the video airs on YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. Roku, I mean, you name it, it's being aired. And the amazing thing is that this company has been with me now, them and Sarah Spiritual together over 6 years. The longest running shows that I've done. They've been successful at doing it because they're good at doing it. And this doctor, we're trying to do something called the Holistic Network, which is an amazing concept.
Which is a great continuation to our show we had yesterday with Dr. Abby on, and we're going to be heading over to her office next week. She's got some great modalities.
It's just an unbelievable night. It's the reason we're sharing this with you guys today, because it's an unbelievable night that we had, and this next clip that we're going to be playing is no exception. And if you listen to it, how they met, husband and wife, how holistic healing mended them about having a child and everything else. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, unbelievable story. So it's good stuff.
All right, enjoy this feel-good story.
And let it roll.
Welcome back to another episode of You and Your Doctor, sponsored by All County Healthcare. We are a certified home healthcare agency. We are servicing Palm Beach County, Broward, and Miami-Dade. Our phone number is 954-717-7027. I am your host, Louise Gomez, and I am excited to introduce everybody to Dr. Jeff Zerowin right here locally, and he's at Lifegate Acupuncture, and the phone number I'm going to give to you right now is 561-921-5433, and that's right here at 190 Northwest Spanish River Boulevard, Suite 202, Boca Raton, Florida, 33431. And we have his wife, Miss Yumi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
I am super excited for you to be here and for you to share with the world a little bit more about the type of medicine you do, and how did you get started with acupuncture and with Chinese medicine?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. So Yumiko and I met when I was in my 20s. I went to live in Japan, and we were introduced by a mutual friend. So we met, dated, fell in love, got married, and then the next logical step was we wanted to start a family. When we moved back to the United States, we ended up going into the IT field. But starting a family wasn't easy for us. A year went by and no luck. So we started going down the path of conventional Western medicine for treatment options. And this was over the span of about 6 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's quite some time. So when you say conventional, you mean like,
first it was the OBGYN, and when those solutions didn't work, then it was moving
IVF?
on to IVF doctors, correct.
Got it, okay.
Correct, so it was a lot of torture and frustration, disappointment, pain, and a lot of suffering. The treatment options were getting progressively more invasive. Yumi had undergone exploratory surgery. We did 3 rounds of IUI. Unfortunately, she hyperstimulated on 2 of those rounds of IUI. Most people really don't even know what that syndrome is, but what happens is normally a woman's ovaries are about the size of an almond. Hers were so swollen they were the size of grapefruits, and they were banging together. And so she had to be put on bed rest for each of those cycles that had happened.
Wow.
And it's a life-threatening complication that can happen. And in the end, she was diagnosed with unexplained infertility, which is, probably one of the worst diagnoses that you could have on this type of journey.
You want an answer, right?
Yeah, you want an answer, exactly. And in the end, all the specialists, the best specialists in the area, they told us that we would never have a baby unless we moved forward with IVF. And that was obviously out of the question because we just didn't want to take any more risks with Yumi's health. And so in our darkest days, we began attending a support group for couples that were also having infertility problems, and that's when hope appeared, and we learned about how Chinese medicine and acupuncture could help. after only 6 months of treatment, she got pregnant naturally. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so happy I could
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah, I usually cry when I tell that story. I maybe I get better at it.
It's so touching, and it's so refreshing to know that it seems that you were guided and you followed that intuitive guidance.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
guided to do that.
Yeah. So she had a nice, smooth, easy pregnancy, and then our beautiful son was born. And I was just so inspired by that experience that.
How old is your son now?
Oh, he's going to be 18. He's graduating.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
he's graduating this year. We're really excited for him. But yeah, when he turned 1, I decided to change careers and go back to school to study Chinese medicine, because we really wanted to make it our mission to help other couples that were undergoing infertility challenges to overcome it using safe and natural methods.
Talk about turning your story into your purpose and your passion. What an amazing story that is, to really do that and help people.
Yeah.
So what are you finding? I know you say you help a lot of people with infertility challenges.
Absolutely. You know, one of I think the challenges in our culture is that people aren't aware of other options, and they're pushed into going down the conventional Western path much too soon, in my opinion, especially if it's a case like unexplained infertility, or if it's something that's more like a functional issue versus structural complication, like blocked fallopian tubes, which is the original reason why IVF was invented back in the 70s, was to overcome blocked fallopian tubes.
Okay, I didn't
so
know that.
the first IVF baby was born in 1978, and but that industry has changed significantly since then, because that was a natural cycle that they fertilized outside of the body. They didn't use any type of stimulating drugs like they use nowadays.
Right.
So it was a natural cycle, and it was successful. Now it's big business.
Yeah.
It's real big business.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's estimated in 2032 or 2033, it's like a $51 billion business worldwide. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
What are you finding that are some main factors of infertility? I've heard that more and more people are having challenges now. What are you finding? Are there any common factors?
Yeah, there are a lot of what I would call uncommon or even overlooked warning signs, early warning signs of infertility. For example, clotty and painful periods.
Okay.
You know, that's often usually just dismissed, you know, take
Right.
some Tylenol or Advil or something like that. But that's an indicator that there's circulatory problems going on. And that can be addressed using, natural means like Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and herbs. There's also cold hands and feet is also overlooked.
Wow.
Sometimes it's related to thyroid
I was going
conditions.
to ask, is that like a thyroid challenge?
It can be, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes the thyroid panels come back normal. But
Interesting.
But in Chinese medicine, it is a potential indicator. Spotting before the period, especially if it's a brownish color, that's also an early warning sign. Low back pain is another one. Bloating, premenstrual bloating or premenstrual breast tenderness. Those are some other early warning signs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so why else would people go to your clinic besides infertility challenges? What are the other challenges that people have that they present with and they would want to see you? Are there any?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, Chinese medicine it's a complete system of medicine. It's an internal medicine. So, I mean, I've treated all different types of conditions over the years, in addition to hormones and fertility. We're talking digestive problems, all kinds of pain conditions, whether it's migraines, musculoskeletal pain, metabolic type syndromes, like diabetes or high blood sugar, high cholesterol. All of those type of things we can treat as well.
I feel that doing this traditional medicine, it really gets to what we call the root cause.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to go to the doctor and say, okay, I have this, and okay, well, we'll give you the medication. But the medication stops the symptom. Is it really getting to the root cause of the problem?
That's right. Yeah, and functional medicine seems to be like the rage lately. You know, you hear a lot about functional medicine. I think some of the earliest functional medicine practitioners in history were the Taoist practitioners who created the system of Chinese medicine, because when a person comes in, you know, we're not just looking at numbers on a page, we're looking at that human being that's sitting in front of us. And everybody presents with a unique pattern and a unique physical constitution. So, you know, we look at the eyes, the complexion, the texture of the skin. You know, we check the pulse, but when we look at the pulse, we're looking at it more than just the rate of the pulse. There are different qualities of the pulse that connect to the different organ systems, and that tells us that's like a map of the body. The same with the tongue. The tongue and the pulse.
Right.
We use that to diagnose problems with organ function as well. And we also use inquiry because we want to find out. It's more than just the symptoms. You know, what is the current situation that they're in? What is their life like? We look for all different types of things in this pattern, and they're all related to one another. There's connections there, and by being a great observer of these things, then I can come up with a unique strategy for that person, that human being that's sitting across from me, who's suffering.
So those IT skills came in handy, right?
They did.
What do you have to say, Yumi? What do you want to share? Anything about your experience of what you went through?
Yes, definitely. You know, not only the body changing, but also that the mind changes too.
Oh, true.
So that is a really hidden part of it. So really, the body is always the mind and body, which is exactly the way it is. And then, so when I was, went through this infertility process, I know I had a, blood, spotting, and then, the period, the quality of the period. That's a very important thing which I didn't know until I started to get the treatment. So that is really telling my body what's going on. But I didn't care about it. I had hands and feet was cold. I didn't care about it. Basically, the body was telling the signal, but those signs, I should care about it, but I didn't. So that was one of the reasons. So, and then when the condition getting better, mind get better, and then my mind was always thinking that what do I do, for dinner? What is my problem for the business? And IT, business or whatever. Always mind wasn't peaceful, but those peaceful came in, and the mind changes, and then just got pregnant. So it's really, mind and body was unbalanced as well, but Chinese medicine really helped to get back, and then get back to me, what I should be, and then I got pregnant. So those process was really eye-openings, and then we see that the patient who come to the first day, they don't smile so much. They got really agitated or had some problem, and then almost like a depressed.
Sure.
But towards they get pregnant, they started to get more talkative. When they just showing up our office, they smile.
Wow.
They say hi. So we could kind of tell from that, behavior or action or character, oh, she's gonna be close to get pregnant, and then normally it's happened.
That's amazing.
So it is really, that's our life, mind and body, the connection, balance. So that's what we are learning, actual life, from the life.
It's so important. Yeah. It's so important, that balance, like you said, to get that, we're the monkey mind is constantly going.
Yeah.
If we can access peace for whatever, even if it's 10 minutes a day, right? I think it's helpful.
Yeah, but sometimes it needs to be taught, or we need reminders, constant reminders, because we just get caught up in the daily life.
Oh, yes.
And also she made a really good point about the labels, like when we're labeled something, and then we start to identify with that label.
That's right.
And then we live our lives every day according to that label, and it becomes part of who we are, and that becomes a very difficult pattern to break. And so we're like pattern interrupters.
I love that.
and so what she's saying, we observe they're subtle changes that maybe other people wouldn't see or recognize, but maybe they're maybe their friends start to notice a change in their demeanor, or their spouse or their parent or something like that. They start to really begin to shine more, because especially the fertility journey or any kind of chronic illness, there's like a mask that you wear, and then there's like this underlying, sadness or depression or frustration that's being carried, and it shows in somebody's in their face.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so to witness those little changes over time, and to see how a person really shifts, their mindset. Once that shift happens, that's on the other side. That's when the magic begins to happen.
And it's a level of awareness. To break patterns, we have to be open to be aware, right? And I think having a chronic challenge, that could be the wake-up call for people to say, okay, I'm open to be aware. What can I shift? How can I change this pattern?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you don't know what you don't know. Like you said, like it wasn't that she didn't care about having cold hands and feet. She just didn't know that was a sign of something, of an imbalance in her own body.
Right, it's like you don't know any better. This is how I am. You
Yeah.
just accept it to be, right? This is just how I've always been, right?
Yeah, and with awareness, then you can take action. If you don't have the awareness, what can you do about it? But once you are told, once you have that awareness and that awakening, then you can start taking actions.
So what would it look like for a patient to come to your practice? They get an eval, or how? Do you want to walk us through that? What would that look like? I can't wait to go. That's why I'm asking.
Well, it all starts first with the phone call, right? You call in, or you go to our website, you fill out a form.
I'm going to give your number again, okay? So everybody can call in 561-921-5433. And that's at 190 Northwest Spanish River Boulevard, Suite 202, Boca Raton, Florida, 33431. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll discuss that.
All right.
Alrighty,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log on to your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do, and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you don't even have any feeling at all. These symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. That is 754-222-6642, or visit us online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome to the Chocolate Spectrum, nestled in the heart of Jupiter, Florida, where every sweet indulgence tells a story of hope. Founded by Valerie Herskowitz for her son Blake, who is on the autism spectrum, the family-owned Artisan Chocolate Company has been spreading joy since 2013. Here, individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities are empowered with training and employment opportunities, which not only give them purpose, but also teach valuable skills. Support a greater cause with your exquisite treat by shopping in-store or online at shop.thechocolatespectrum.com, with shipping nationwide all year round, or call at 561-277-9886. The Chocolate Spectrum, where every bite makes a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we're back.
I was gonna
Wasn't
say,
that an amazing story? You know, John just showed up. Leave right there, John. We're talking about you and your doctor show last night. What an incredible show. We're showing the rerun. We're putting the highlights on it. What an incredible show you guys put on last night. And again, you and your doctor it plays on Thursday nights at 6:30 every Thursday. Been on with me for over 6 years. But last night was a tremendous story. And they fell in love, and the holistic. It opens up everything holistically and how to formulate that whole thing. And I'm dying to do the holistic network.
so that's going to be coming up soon. Fingers crossed. I was going to say roll me over and dip me in chocolate, and then the Chocolate Spectrum commercial came up. So just as a segue to get your Mother's Day gifts or someone you love, or just to say thank you, contact the Chocolate Spectrum, shop.thechocolatespectrum.com. And what makes them so special is that everyone employed is on the autism spectrum. Every bit of money that comes into the Chocolate Spectrum goes back out to buying product, to keeping these young adults employed with job security and a sense of living skills. They're located in Jupiter, Florida, if you live in that area, but if not, they will ship anywhere in the United States, and we've actually had it shipped here. It comes beautifully wrapped and packed in silver casing with ice packs, so everything, even in the Florida heat, gets to you. I keep saying I gotta order it. I gotta order it.
You better hurry up.
So I'm gonna order. Get your Mother's Day orders in today, so shop.thechocolatespectrum.com. And we met the Chocolate Spectrum and Valerie Herskowitz and her son Blake through the next segment called Gypsy Soul with host Denise Marsh, who is just rocking and rolling. What a band she had in last night.
Unbelievable. Sound was unbelievable. The music was unbelievable. Oh, and by the way, the chocolate for diabetics, they do have unsweet.
Special order, yeah.
Special order. They have to order it special for you, but they can do it without sugar. So you can enjoy chocolate as well. I'm going to tell you, not a bad deal.
The Shindig Band, they were, not only were they incredible at playing, they were so funny.
She is hilarious, the relationship they have. It started in the lobby. Yep. And then ended up out here. But they are just, that's the way they are with one another.
And she does patient intake, patient management for Jackson Memorial Health System, which is such a different of what she does with the Shindig Band. But check them out. Check out their website, theshindigband.com. See where they're playing locally and just go have some fun because, wow, were they funny.
She was singing sitting down. And it's funny because we do a lot of music in here as well. Another aspect of why we're showing you Gypsy Soul. And I asked her, do you want to stand to sing? And she said, no, I can sing sitting down. And what a voice. What a voice. I was like, wow.
I think that tumbler is his.
Probably is. They have to come
Because
back.
they said
yeah.
they left a tumbler.
So tell them they got to come back and play it, or we don't give them the tumbler back.
So Denise said he left a red tumbler. Now, I found a red Solo
It's
cup
great.
in the lobby. And I thought he was joking because everything he said was a joke. So I was going to show the red Solo cup. And then we talked about it this morning, that it's dishwasher safe.
Yeah.
And then I realized it must be the silver tumbler, must be his.
Must
It's his
be
lucky
his.
tumbler.
It must be his.
So see, you leave things when you're meant to come back. So hopefully we're going to bring them back in and spotlight them on the cafe as well. But check it out, so much fun, Gypsy Soul. Denise Marsh is a first grade elementary school teacher, and she just loves her inner Gypsy Soul. She dances, she sings, she goes out all over Wellington, and man, does she get some great guests.
And we all have a little Gypsy Soul inside us, and we're going to share this with you so you can entertain yourself and you can get your Gypsy Soul on the groove.
Check out the Shindig Band.
Well, my heart knows it better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking, yeah. Woo-hoo. Came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Ooh, yeah. Woo-hoo. Yeah, a little fear upon my back. I said, don't look back, just keep on walking, yeah. Woo-hoo. But the big black horse said, look this way, said, hey, little lady, will you marry me? Ooh, ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh. And I said, no, no, ooh, no, 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 no. I said, no, you're not the one for me, oh, no, no, ooh, no, 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 no. I said, no, no, you're not the one. Heart hit a problem in the early hour. I stopped it dead for a beat or two. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Got some chord and I shouldn't have done, but that I won't forgive me after all these years. Ooh. So I sailed to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. Ooh. Ooh. And I won't come back 'cause it's all so happy. Now I got a whole world to say, world to see. And I say no, no, oh no, 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 no. I say no, no, you're not the one for me. Oh, no, no, oh no, 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 no. I say no, no, you're not the one for me. Oh no, 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 say you're not the one for me. Ooh, no, 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 you're not the one for me. No, you big black horse and cherry tree. I can't quite get there. My heart's forsaken me. No, 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 big black horse and cherry tree. I can't quite get there. My heart forsaken me.
Welcome to the Chocolate Spectrum, nestled in the heart of Jupiter, Florida, where every sweet indulgence tells a story of hope. Founded by Valerie Herskowitz for her son Blake, who is on the autism spectrum, the family-owned Artisan Chocolate Company has been spreading joy since 2013. Here, individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities are empowered with training and employment opportunities, which not only give them purpose, but also teach valuable skills. Support a greater cause with your exquisite treat by shopping in-store or online at shop.thechocolatespectrum.com, with shipping nationwide all year round, or call at 561-277-9886. The Chocolate Spectrum, where every bite makes a difference.
Hey there, have you heard of the new show Gypsy Soul? It's hosted by the one and only Denise Marsh. Listen in as she helps you release your inner gypsy with the best in South Florida, with plenty of special guests, with their own talents to inspire your inner gypsy. Tune in every other Thursday on your preferred streaming platform.
And I'm Denise Marsh, and I'm back with Gypsy Soul, and we have the Shindig Band here. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
We've got Sammy, and we have Cliff, and
we have Denise.
You have me. You do. We're so far. So I have one quick question that I have to know, and I'm sure everyone asks this question. How did you guys come up with the name for your band?
Oh,
Well,
thank you for asking. So we met and we're still trying to figure things out as a duo, and he had a bunch of students because he's a teacher, and some of the students were building an album in his studio because he's also a producer, and they were like, they wanted to have more money to afford studio time, and he'd already gave them a pretty good deal. So they put together a little trio on the side, Mr. Shindig Trio, which was like just 3 guys. It's like, let's just do party vibes. And I was kind of mad because I was like, we're doing a thing, and like, you're gonna go promote that. And then we smushed them together, and I'm like, I'm not Mr. So it just became the Shindig. And then it took off from there.
It sounds so Irish,
right?
I get Irish.
Well, we have the
vibes
ish
every
part.
time you say
We're
it.
Jewish.
Yeah.
We're
Jewish.
Ish.
Right. 13 years.
Yeah.
now.
Happy
You've been Jewish for
Passover.
13 years?
No,
Chag
we've been
Sameach.
doing-
Oh.
Thank you. Happy Passover, everyone.
Yes, happy Passover. How do you say it in Hebrew? I forgot. Something.
Is it Chag Sameach?
Yeah.
You have to
I
put
get
a lot
it.
of or it doesn't count.
So, Sammy and Cliff,
Yes.
is this your side hustle, or do you have another profession besides this?
Well, we both do a lot of stuff.
Why? What do you need done?
Yeah, what do you need done?
A lot of things.
He does music. He's all music. He has his own studio.
You're a music teacher, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, in a private school, I think you said, right?
I teach privately and I teach in a private school as well. I teach privately and a private school as well.
Well, I ask because music is really big in the public schools now. They were trying to get rid of it, and now it's back. And I know the kids in first grade, they love music. It's like their favorite thing to go to.
I teach like preschool up to 12th grade.
Yeah, nice.
Like
It's all in the same school?
Yeah.
That's
In the school I
amazing.
teach at. And then
But
privately,
private.
it's all ages. I have students my age.
So like really-
77.
so like super old.
Is
They're
that
like,
weird?
what? What do I do?
What did you say?
What about you, Sammy?
And Sammy,
I'm the
please.
director of social services with the Jackson Health System at nursing home.
Very
Purdue.
different. Very different
I
than what you do
know,
now.
so different.
So this is how you let loose then?
Sure.
Kind of, yeah. This is
Yeah.
cathartic for you after dealing with all of that.
There's a lot of stuff going on over there.
Very
Yeah.
noble professions, I would say.
Very noble profession.
He has much more patience than I do. He deals with
No,
like,
you actually have way more patience than I do.
oh, patience. That's funny. I get it.
I like it. I like the comedy.
Security.
So how did you meet?
Oh, now that's a wonderful story.
Okay, wait. Let me tell them.
Go ahead.
I'll start
Well,
it.
we'll
You-
start.
well,
We
okay.
can- yeah.
So I was living in New York. I had 2 kids, moved down here, had a third. So I was working from home and going to grad school, and like not on purpose. I figured out how it's happening. I don't do that anymore. So it was just my entire life was like filled with like kids entertainment, the Wiggles and the, like everything.
I
and-
remember the Wiggles.
Oh, of course you do. You because you have
Yeah,
those.
my
You
son
choose
loves-
to do that. That's very. I would. so
No, I didn't choose it. You
so
wanted
cute.
to watch it.
No. So I had missed like my days of theater and being in a band and stuff. So when I came here, I'm like, my kids were finally like able to eat without me providing all that for 5 years. And I met some friends through the preschool because that's who am I without that, right? And said I really want to get into it again. And they said there's this guy. He's like a dad of one of the whatever. He has this art studio. He's amazing. He's doing a production of something. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. So he pieced us, they put us together, and I met with him, and he's like, I want you to come out. We're going to go, and I'm producing a big show. I'm doing it at the studio.
And he found me, I don't even know how. He found me in my studio.
So I get there. They're producing a musical for children. It's called Nuttin' But a Sandwich, and it's
Josh Tickton, by the way, go check
Josh,
him out.
I mean,
He's got
thank you, but like
a lot of art studios around.
No, he's phenomenal.
He's
Like,
phenomenal.
He's a great
yeah.
artist. And
Joshua Tickton, yes.
Yeah, so in the moment, he was producing a children's educational show about like Nuttin' But a Sandwich, teaching kids like the lessons of life and morals and good manners. And
But around a sandwich. So they had like lettuce rhyme, they had tomato.
That's so.
I was fun
love
guy, the
that.
and I was
mushroom.
Patty Melt. I was the meat
She
in
was
the
the
middle.
meat in the
I was
middle.
SNL.
Kind of, yeah.
So I was the one girl, and it was really weird for me to, first of all, be out of the house. Second of all, do something I was like, I am not doing a children's show.
Right, because that was something that you didn't.
So I
want
go
do.
to this weird guy's studio, and I get there, and I'm like going down the line, and the first guy like hugs me like this, and the second guy hugs me like this, and so, oh, it's so nice to meet you, and I'm like, and I get to the end, and there's this guy, and I was like, what do you want, boobs or crotch?
And I said, both.
Sorry.
And
I
then
said
for-
both, and then we hit it.
During
like,
the
it just hit
during
off
the
from there.
whole like
I heard her sing
rehearsal of
two
it.
lines, and I was like, "Wow, your voice is really great." And I had this duo
He's
with
like-
a female singer who
yeah.
she's moving to England, and I have a couple of gigs booked. Would you want to do it?
And I was like, yes.
And she was like,
You
"Yes."
mean
and
not
then we
this?
got
Yes.
started. That was like 13 and a half years ago.
So it was Beshert. It was like meant to.
It was
to be-
Beshert.
Right.
And
Let
we've
us
been
stick that
fighting
in
ever
there.
since.
Boobs and crotch, yeah.
But good
Oh.
fighting, right? Like an old.
Oh, it's really good
marriage
fighting.
couple.
It's like
hate.
Mike Tyson.
No,
and-
it's like love hate. Like he loves me and I hate him.
But everyone
Oh, I
know
thought it
they're
was the
not
other way.
together,
I thought it was-
right? You're not married to each other.
Oh
The
my
audience
God, I
needs to
would
know,
never
you're
do
not-
that to him. You poor thing.
You're kind of, sort of friends, right?
He's all right.
She makes a mean matzo ball soup.
I do.
By the way.
That's my favorite. I love matzo ball soup.
Can't mess that up.
So,
We gig. We've been gigging 3 to 5 times a week for 13 years.
It ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it's a little, and that's okay.
Yeah. So 7, 10.
And then we
3.
did a sort of a spin-off of that, of like pop songs, sort of with jazz, swing style, like
called-
postmodern jukebox kind of thing. It's called Swing Something. He
I
does-
dance to swing. I
Yeah,
love swing.
we do that. We take contemporary songs, but we swing them, and
So-
then. And,
Oh,
and
I
then,
definitely have to hear that.
Her voice is perfect in that, and then
And he
I
has
play the upright
upright
bass,
bass,
and we
very
have
cool.
a beautiful piano player, and it's really cool.
You were talking about that you have an album coming out, I think.
It's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, on all the platforms. Just look me up, Cliff David Greenberg. Just look my
What
name.
is it called? What's the name of that?
First person.
That's great.
Introspective, instrumental music.
It's all instrumental.
All
There's no
instrumental. I
lyrics.
play everything on it, and then we're working on our original music. We've been for, a long time writing, recording, producing, writing, recording, and till it's right.
All good things.
All good things, yeah.
What's some of your favorite songs to sing? If you had to pick one song that's your absolute favorite song to sing.
One?
Yeah, just one. Someone said it had to be one favorite.
You know, I like the way that we take songs that are contemporary that people know and make it our own. So like I like our spin on like Crash by Dave Matthews, and I
Love
like
that song. Story.
some of our B-sides that we know of well-known artists. Like people will say Alanis Morissette, and we'll do the ones that they know, but then we know like the B-sides, like, more like Uninvited, or the things you wouldn't normally hear a duo do.
So
or a band.
Unsexy, or
So
like-
Unsexy, like some of the things. So I like doing those when we get requested things that we're like, that are cool that we know, and we can do a different version of it, or
Put our spin. put our spin on it, right?
Your vocals are out of this world.
you.
I mean, when I heard you at Village, I had my mouth open the whole time, like, and that's why, and your guitar playing is amazing.
Thank you.
And I said to myself, I have to have them on my show. It's just,
We appreciate
I've heard
that.
many people before, and but there's something about your sound. It's very different. It resonates like with the soul. I don't know how else to say
gypsy
that.
soul?
A gypsy soul.
Yeah, and it resonates with my gypsy soul, and probably with a lot of people's. It's just it hits you. It hits you hard in a good way. When I say hit you hard, I haven't had that with I've heard singers and I've loved them and I've clapped for them, but there was something about when you sang that it really touched me.
Thank you.
So yeah,
She has long
I'm so happy that you're here. You too, Cliff.
She has a beautiful voice. No.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you guys could do
resonates around the room.
You
for
guys
sure.
could do comedy too. So, well, what do you see yourselves doing in the future with music?
Listening to it and sleeping sideways.
Maybe
Maybe on this side.
Horizontally.
Horizontally.
Separate but together?
I mean, I would love to have the what is it, bravery, whatever, to put our music out.
But you are courageous. I think you are courageous.
It's different though, because I feel like when you write your own music, just like you write your own poems, there's something that's very it's almost like reading your diary out loud.
Very personal.
It's very
personal.
vulnerable
And
and when you're interpreting other people's songs and when I do Stevie Nicks and I kind of put the rasp on and like that affect, or I do Janis Joplin, or I do something else and I can sort of play on the sounds of it. I know what they sound like and I can sort of add my piece to it, but I don't know what I'm not sure what I want to sound like yet, because I have so many different sounds and so many artists that I resonate with that I don't know, I want it to be consistent. I want it to be a story, and I just don't know what that is. And then everything we make, I hate it because I'm our own worst critic.
We all are,
She
right?
is her
Aren't all
own
artists
worst critic, for sure.
I mean, I'm the same way with my poetry. But you said something before, and it made me think of why I love you guys so much. It's that persona. Like you have this persona that you almost go into, when you sing, almost go into like this trance where you take over like the person that's singing, and that's how I feel. Like you relate to the artist, and it comes out through your words and through your singing.
I want to honor them without impersonating them.
And you do. You do it so well.
Thank you.
And I'm not just trying to butter you up. I mean it.
I have a very good accompanist who's so good at being interpretive and musical and artistic while still listening to where I am with things. And he knows me so well by now that if I'm going to riff on something or do something weird, he already knows. So I don't have to tell him. And so
you kind of feed off each other.
Right.
Yeah. You know
sometimes
each other.
he does this thing and I'm like, oh, so don't come in yet? You want to do something? All right.
It's nice to have that. Not everyone has something like that. That's
very true. It's very special.
Wonderful how
actually.
you compliment each other, even with the
I don't
teasing
really
and
compliment
the
him.
arguing.
I'm like, nice shirt, but
yeah.
You could have worn different pants.
You do. You build each other
Why?
up and you
I didn't
feed
know.
off
I
each
thought it was a
other.
radio show. I didn't know. I would have more.
Maybe they
more
don't get, a full
professional.
shot.
So where
Professional
can
genes.
people
I
see
would
more
have
of you? Where can people see more of you, and how can they contact
if you
you?
pan down a little, there's
theshindigband.com.
The Shindig Band.
Theshindigband.com, no spaces. Just
No spaces.
The Shindig Band. I mean, do you still need www before?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Probably.
So
Yeah, I think you do.
www.theshindigband.com.
Were you once called Shindig Duo? Because I thought I looked
We
you
do
up and I
full
saw
band.
it.
Duo, trio,
Trio.
full band,
Ah.
electric, acoustic.
Yeah.
Swing.
What do you need? What
Yeah,
got you?
that's why we said in the beginning.
Like-
what do you
Right.
need done? 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah.
we could do everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
people are like, can you
versatile.
do
We're
all
not in the mafia
80s?
or
And we're like,
anything,
sure,
but
we'll
what do you
pick
need
those
Not
out.
yet, no.
Yeah,
You need all 90s? Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
We do a lot of private events, weddings, bar mitzvahs,
Half off, though.
bris.
we won't talk about what you told me before the
We won't
the
talk.
show.
No, we wouldn't.
Okay, well, it's funny, but we
It is
won't
funny.
talk about it.
I mean-
so I want you
I
guys
mean,
to
we
be
can
able
laugh
to
at
do.
it, so it's fine.
I want you guys to be able to do one more song.
Oh, we'd love
So
to.
I just want to say goodbye to everyone, and then you can serenade us with one more song.
Mazel.
Sound good? The end?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mazel.
for Passover?
Mazel.
But not a Passover
Mazel.
song. So
No.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in to Gypsy Soul. We have another special song by the Shindig Band. You guys are the best. Thank you for supporting me every 2 weeks. One day it will be 1 day a week. But you make me who I am. So keep believing your gypsy soul, keep spreading the light, believe in yourself, and don't let anyone take away your shine. And we're going to hear again from the Shindig Band, and I can't wait to hear the next.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Oh, blackbird, fly. Oh, blackbird, fly in the light of the dark black night. Oh, blackbird, fly. Oh, blackbird, fly into the light of the dark black night.
Do you want the opportunity?
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And there you have you being a little bit of your gypsy coming out. Man, they can sing.
A little bit of a Friday wrap-up for you.
And we're going to have that band next week on the show. So you guys are more than invited to come down and participate. They're just a fun group. They're just fun people. The show yesterday was everything was fun. Everybody had a great time.
I was so tired. Still laughing because when I leave here on Thursday nights, I'm like just the walking. I don't even know how I got home yesterday. I was going to go one way and the police lights are on, so the voices in my head said go another way. So I went another way and I ended up backtracking. It took me like 25 minutes to get home. And I live 5 miles. And all I thought of, if you were on the phone with Freddie, he'd be laughing at you and say, the quickest way to get somewhere is a straight line. And you've gone left, south, east, south, west. I was like this zigzag. And I'm so glad you didn't call me because you would have been laughing at me because, you know, when you're so tired, you just want someone just to take care of it and you're the only one that can take care of it because I had to get myself home.
Just driving home.
I know. Anyway, happy Friday, everyone. I hope you had a great week. What a wrap up. What a great week we've had at the studios. Thank you to our crew. They've been amazing. Jalen, thank you, thank you, thank you to our crew and Andrew and Josh and everyone that comes by and helps us out and does what they do to keep our shows and our productions going for entertainment and information to share out with you. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. We'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
And we appreciate you. Don't be late. We'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddy S will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.